order the City Council meeting for City of East Grand Forks for Tuesday, September 19th, 2017. The City Clerk, please call roll.
Mayor Steve Gander.
Here.
Council President Mark Holstead.
Here.
Council Vice President Chad Grassel.
Here.
Council Members Clarence Vetter.
Here.
Mike Pakshavinsky.
Here.
Tim Riopel.
Here.
Henry Tweeten.
Here.
Mark Demers.
Does term quorum please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Chief Hedlund, we have swearing in Officer GRABANSKI.
It's my pleasure to introduce our newest officer, is John GRABANSKI. He's an East Grand Forks native who started this last week and is officially on the road to study for shift today out on the fields. Face me, please, and then repeat after me. So the first one is the law enforcement oath of honor. On my honor, I will never betray my badge.
On my honor, I will never betray my badge.
My integrity.
My integrity.
My character.
My character.
Or the public trust.
Or the public trust.
I will always have the courage to hold.
I will always have the courage to hold
Myself and others.
myself and others
Accountable for our actions.
accountable for our actions.
I will always uphold the Constitution.
I will always uphold the Constitution,
My community.
my community,
And the agency I serve.
and the agency I serve.
Now for the oath of office. I state your name.
I, John GRABANSKI,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and the Constitution of Minnesota,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
Police Officer for the City of East Grand Forks,
Police Officer for the City of East Grand Forks,
County of Polk,
County of Polk,
State of Minnesota,
State of Minnesota,
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
to the best of my ability, so help me God. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Congratulations. Anybody else have anything? We have presentation of the Senior Center plaque. Mayor Gander.
Yep, you guys come on up. That'd be great.
No, I'm fine right here.
Over by the microphone. You might even have some words to say. So we're commemorating 30 years of our senior center, and in those 30 years, I would like a full accounting on my desk tomorrow. How many meals, how many card games, how many movies that you've had in these 30 years. So can you have that on my desk tomorrow? I just found out, and I have a vague recollection, that 30 years ago when we started our senior center, my dad, who was on the council, spoke at that first commemoration.
Yes.
And I don't know if it was that one or another one that I was there to hear him speak.
Is that right?
And he was about 65 years of age, and he said, when did I go from being the young guy to you just blink your eyes and suddenly you're the old guy? And he said, of course, other things as well. But I think that's kind of how life goes. And so I just want to thank you and your board for all of the good that you do for our senior citizens. I know there are a lot of people who look forward to every single gathering that's there, from the smallest, a few people sitting around the table playing cards, to the big themed meals that you have. And now, don't you have your annual breakfast coming up, I just heard? When is that?
That is Saturday.
This coming Saturday.
At 8:30 in the morning.
8:30, your annual breakfast.
Followed by bingo.
Followed by bingo. What a day. And so this is Ann Peterson, for those of us who may be listening, and I'd like to present this plaque to you commemorating 30 years of the Senior Center, and I would like to hear what you have to say about it. And congratulations to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On behalf of the East Grand Forks Senior Center, I am happy to accept this plaque. It will be hung at the Senior Center to honor their place in the history of our center. The dedication of the building that you mentioned was held on September 27th, 1987, or 30 years ago this month. We have many hardworking people to thank and honor. We thank the City of East Grand Forks for all of their support and encouragement over the 30 years. We thank the volunteers, past and present, who have given of their time and abilities. We thank our wonderful staff members. We depend on them every day. Thank you, all of you, for providing opportunities for senior citizens. And then I was going to mention, the breakfast got mentioned, I was going to do a quick mention of that. As long as I got the microphone, we'll do a little commercial, right?
Absolutely.
Anyway, 8:30 on Saturday is the breakfast. Stop in and visit when you're at the Senior Center, and thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Mr. President, can I make a comment?
55 plus. You're there. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm 56. Thank you so much.
We'll take your $15.
I'd like to say this. I'm one of the few people that have signed that. And for the council's benefit, this is one of the finest groups that we've ever had on a board in implementing what's happened. The Bible says it better than I do. Ye are the salt of the earth. That means good people. And they had a good person leading them for many years. Linda's been outstanding, and she's had a tremendous influence in life and of a lot of people. And I told her she's a little too young to retire, but she'll come back again. She'll get impetuous and want to do something. But we've had excellent leadership. Now, this man next to me, he enjoys it, and I hope he stays there a long time. By the way, he happened to make that plaque, and it's very outstanding. It catches the eye. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Henry.
Again. Great. Yep.
Congratulations. Thanks. An open forum and opportunity for members of the public to address City Council on items not on the current agenda. Items requiring council action may be deferred to staff or boards and commissions for research and future council agendas if appropriate. If you'd like to address City Council, please come up to the podium to do so at this time. Seeing none, we'll move on to approval of minutes for the minutes of September 5th regular meeting, minutes of summary from the September 5th closed session, minutes from the December 12th work session, and minute summary for September 12th closed session. Moved by Grassel, second by Vetter. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Grassel,
Yes.
Vetter,
Yes.
Pakshavinsky,
Yes.
Riepel,
Yes.
Tweeten,
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes, motion is carried. Scheduled bid lettings, none. Scheduled public hearings, none. Consent agenda. Items under the consent agenda will be adopted with one motion. However, council members may request individual items to be pulled from the consent agenda for discussion and action if they choose. Would any council member like any items 5 through 10 pulled? Seeing none, can I take a motion 5 through 10? Moved by Mr. Tweeten.
Second.
Second by Mr. Riepel. Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Grassel,
Yes.
Vetter,
Yes.
Pakshavinsky,
Yes.
Riepel,
Yes.
Tweeten,
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes, motion is carried. Acknowledge receipt of reports of officers, boards, and commissions. Regular meeting minutes of Water, Light, and Power and Building Commission for August 17th, 2017. Communication, there's none. Old business, there's none. New business, number 12, consider adopting resolution number 17-09-68, approving the 2017 tax levy collectible for 2018 for a total of amount of $4,980,798, and set the public budget meeting hearing for December 12th, 2017 at 6:05, with the continuance hearing, if necessary, December 19th, 2017. Moved by Pakshavinsky.
Second.
Second by Riepel. Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Grassel,
Yes.
Better,
Yes.
Pakshavinsky,
Yes.
Riepel,
Yes.
Tweeten,
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes, motion is carried. 13, consider adopting resolution number 17-09-69, authorizing the city to submit information to the Minnesota Public Facilities Authority and to enter in a grant agreement for design and construction of the city's interconnect project and decommissioning of the wastewater stabilization ponds. Moved by Pachivinsky.
Second.
Second by Tweeten. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Grassel,
Yes.
Better,
Yes.
Pakshavinsky,
Yes.
Riepel,
Yes.
Tweeten,
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes, motion is carried. Number 14, consider approving the request for Economic Development Director to send out requests for quotation to receive proposal for strategic and marketing plans for the city.
Move.
Moved
Second.
by Tweeten, second by Riepel. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Grassel,
Yes.
Better,
Yes.
Pakshavinsky,
Yes.
Riepel,
Yes.
Tweeten,
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes, motion is carried. Claims, 15, consider authorizing the city administrator clerk treasurer to issue payments or recommend bills in payroll.
Move.
Moved by Grassel.
Second.
Second by Mr. Venner. Any discussion or questions? Roll call, please.
Grassel,
Yes.
Better,
Yes.
Pakshavinsky,
Yes.
Riepel,
Yes.
Tweeten,
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes, motion is carried. Mayor Gander.
Well, it was a busy week, and one of our items got rained out. Before I go, I should find out, have we rescheduled that? Not yet, okay. My wife thought she got an email that said it was this coming weekend, but she must have been mistaken. Thank you. So we were going to get to know the Greenway on this past Saturday, but because of the cold and the rain, we decided we'd get to know the Greenway another day. But since we met last, or right around that time, of course, we kicked off Oktoberfest, and thank you, President, for being there at that as well, and Mayor Brown and I. We also spoke at, Mayor Brown and I, at Global Friends Coalition, and that's an organization that helps people coming into our community from all different countries to get acclimated and to get to know sort of the lay of the land, and if there are language concerns or other kinds of issues that they might have as they would immigrate here into America. And their special group that they were honoring at this one was the Swedes. So they really do work hard to bring in all different nationalities of people and help them mix and mingle nicely. It was really a fun gathering. It was a picnic and lots of fun and games. Had a chance to visit with some folks, was invited to speak at Mendenhall on Saturday morning. And as you may recall, last week we did the Stack the Stage for United Way, and then they followed up and published that on, I think, Thursday in the paper, what we had talked about that day. So if you want to take a look at that, I'm a big believer in the United Way. I love what they do as a focus on poverty, and not one of us has all the answers, and so we wonder what to do about it. The United Way is working with all different agencies that are working to reduce and hopefully eliminate poverty in our area. And in addition to that, they're looking for maybe services that are not being provided that could be helpful in eliminating poverty. And so please, it's a shameless little plug for the United Way. Consider generously supporting that group. They really do a lot that no other organization could do, and they do it through a variety of organizations in our community, Grand Forks and East Grand Forks. Thank you.
Mr. Vetter.
I don't have anything this week, thank you.
Pachivinsky.
Just to thank the council for approving this RFQ for hiring a firm to do a marketing plan for the city. I would encourage all of the departments, the council and the mayor, to embrace this effort. This is a great place to live, raise a family, operate a business, and what the EDA would like to do is get that message out to a big audience. And a marketing plan with a company that's expertise does that sort of thing is what we feel is the direction to go. So thank you for this initial step, and please continue support for this effort going forward. Thank you.
Mr. Riepel.
Nothing.
Mr. Tweeden.
I just would like to say one thing to the chief of police. Was the officer sworn in, Jim Grabansky, was that his dad?
Jim was his grandfather.
Pardon?
grandfather.
Jim was his grandfather.
Oh, okay. I'd like to make a comment in that respect. Years go by pretty fast, but a number of years ago, Governor Wendell Anderson came here for Capitol for a day, and he met with the people in the City Hall before this one, and everybody was scheduled. He met with the various news media, and but Jim drove Wendy Anderson around the city, and Wendy Anderson, by the way, has been the most influential person to improve education in the state of Minnesota that has been served in office since 1958. But when he got all done during the day, he said, you know, one of the most things that impressed me was Officer Grabansky, the way he handled me and the way he handled the people with me. So you tell him he comes from good lineage, and we want to have our police department continuing the great work. And I had a phone conversation with an older lady, and she was interested what was going on in budget yesterday morning, very early. And I told her, I said, one of the most important things that we do here, our police department is very active in the drug scene, and we're very active in northwestern Minnesota. And I said, as a matter of fact, they're outstanding. And one of the things you have to remember is that we have a lot of dedicated people in East Grand Forks serving the city. There's 95 of them, as I recall, at the present time, and we're going to have one less, but we didn't fill a position. But we, as a city, collectively have delivered good public services for the people of this community in substantial amount of number of various serious situations. The flood was just one of them, but I can tell you in the flood, I rode around with policemen a lot of nights and followed them, and they did an outstanding job. So I want to thank you for the effort that the police department has done all through the years.
Thank you. I'll pass on your comments.
Mr. Grassel.
No further comments.
Just a couple things. I've gotten a lot of comments on the speed signs, Nancy, the out by on Bigland Road, and there's one resident in particular that's looking forward to the speed signs by South Point that are supposedly coming. So we've had a lot of positive about those, and whoever was in charge of getting those bike racks, we thank you at South Point as well, that they've come into big time play so far. So thank you for those efforts. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Also like to thank the mayor for speaking last week at United Way. I spoke last year at it. It's a great event where people bring in the food and other amenities to stack the stage. My understanding, they probably got in as much as they did the year prior to that, but it's a good cause. It's a good event. So it was very nice to see everybody come out there. Also, want to give everybody, we met last week with the Grand Forks Council and staff on both sides of the river regarding interconnect. It was a great meeting, had some discussion. Of course, the main meeting was regarding the interconnect, and I wanted to make sure to pass on that after the meeting, I did talk to a lot of the Grand Forks staff, and they're very complimentary of everybody on this side of the river. Mentioned Steve and Jason specifically, and the rest of the staff, saying they were been great to work with, and it's been going very well. So I just want to make sure I pass that along. Other discussion we had during that night, we did talk about other things that we could work together on, and one of the things that got brought up was the South End Bridge. Something that we're going to keep looking at. I know that it's been talked about for years. We are going to keep meeting and keep talking about it. I know that Mr. Vetter was there. Also, Mayor Gander was there. And then Tim Riopel was there also, along with staff. I thought it was a very good meeting, good discussion. I think it was a prelude to more meetings. Probably could spend more time talking about other things, but we wanted to make sure that what we were there for was getting done, especially the interconnect stuff. And we're going to broaden that meeting to include other things so we can keep moving forward and working together. So I appreciate it, everybody's efforts in the interconnect and moving forward. And I'm not sure if the timeline's still out there, but is the timeline still October 9th?
That's still what we're shooting for.
We're looking at October 9th. We're also looking at doing some recognition of it. We're not really sure what we're going to be doing, but of that time frame, and go from there. But everything's moving around smoothly, so thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Mr. Murphy?
Thank you. I just have one item, and just a reminder that I will not be at next week's work session. I will be on my way down to Minneapolis. I will be at that labor law and labor arbitration training, and I'm looking forward to that.
Steve, you have anything, sir?
I do not have anything.
Anything from the department heads at all?
I have one item.
Megan?
Tomorrow morning, all the documentation will be ready, and we'll be starting the process of implementing the sales tax.
Good.
So-
Wonderful.
Goes into place when? October 1st?
January 1st.
Anybody else have anything? See none, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
By Riopel, second by Mr. Grass. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Meeting is adjourned.
Boy, Henry, when you say you're not going to talk,